Howdy folks, this is Matt Harvey from Exhumed. It sounds weird saying my own last name, but I figured that might clarify things. Anyway, you're watching Hollywood Music. Tear it up, dude.
Hey, this is Groovey with Hollywood Music. I'm here with Matt from Exhumed here at the Denver Summer Slaughter tour date of extravaganza and awesomeness. And cheers, sir.
Cheers to that.
So, how's this tour going for you, man?
It's cool. It's kind of interesting. I mean, you know, we're definitely kind of like always been like an underground, like grindcore death metal band. So it's interesting to get out and play with like more like progressive modern bands or whatever. It's kind of new for us, and the whole goal for us was to sort of just get out and play in front of kids that maybe had heard of the band but hadn't heard us or had no idea who the hell we were. So it's definitely been achieving that. It's kind of interesting, like having to load in at noon every day because usually I don't wake up till about 3. So it's like the part of the hangover that I usually sleep through, I'm now awake for, which has kind of led to a couple pretty dicey days. But overall, it's been a lot of fun, man. It's good stuff.
It's always good to sweat through a hangover, though. Have you noticed that?
I like to sleep through the hangover. That's my preferred method of all unpleasantness. Just go to sleep, wake up like, nope, still feel like shit. Oh, I'm going back to sleep. All right, cool. And dude, sweating it out is exactly what happens on this tour. I mean, it's nice right now, and the last sort of week has been okay, but I mean, we started out after San Diego, we went to like Phoenix, which is horrible. Then we were in Texas, which is even worse. And then we were in Florida, which is even worse. So like, I was really hungover in Fort Lauderdale, and I just woke up in the van, drenched in sweat, in underwear and my t-shirt. And I was like, oh my God. The first thing I did was like walk outside and like throw up on the parking meter. And I was like, dude, this is not what you're supposed to be doing when you're in your 30s. This is like, you blew it. Dear life, I blew it. But aside from that, and actually in Toronto, those are my only 2 bad days. Toronto, I have a no Jägermeister rule, and I broke that rule, and I remembered exactly why I had that rule. Just kept puking up all this green stuff. And luckily we were parked next to the EMT van. So our drummer goes over and says, hey man, our guitar player is really hungover, can you help him? So they come over, take my blood pressure, like, well, you're basically fine, but come on, get in the truck. So they gave me an IV of saline, and they're like, yeah, when we go camping, we're all hungover, we do this all the time. And so it was awesome. I went from like feeling terrible to like having a pretty good set. It was killer.
That's awesome. Well, I'm not totally sure, but doesn't Canada have the real Jägermeister with the deer blood in it?
Whatever it was poof. Like I can really only drink like vodka, tequila, and whiskey, and beer. Anything else is usually bad. Yeah, beer is fine. But yeah, I don't know, there was all these, Jägermeister gave everybody all these free bottles and hats, and like they had all these displays everywhere, and it was just like wherever you went it was like Jägermeister. It was like being in They Live, except every message said drink Jägermeister. And I did, and I was like, this is not the liquor for me. It's great that they do all these promotions and events for metal, and it's awesome that they support bands. Just my stomach doesn't agree. So hey, nothing personal, you know.
All right, so I hear you guys might be doing some writing here for the new album.
Yeah, we've been writing. We have about 7 songs, pretty much written, not particularly well rehearsed. Our original plan was to go into the studio in October, November, and then have the record out like by April, May. But we were like, no, we're not doing any more tours after Summer Slaughter, but we got offered kind of like the perfect tour for us, which is Municipal Waste, Napalm Death, and us. Nice. And we're like, well, we have to take this tour. Basically, I had sent our agent a list of bands that we wanted to support, and those are the number 1 and 2 bands, was Napalm Death and Municipal Waste. And I was like, well, all right, we're going on tour, so now we have to record a month earlier. So it's gonna be interesting. It's basically, as soon as we get home, we're just gonna be in the jam room every day for hours, like beating it to death. Right. So we should be ready. We're usually able to pull it out of our ass pretty well. We only had 2 days rehearsal before this tour, so I think we'll be okay.
Right on. Well, that's good news. I'm sure the fans will be stoked about that. Yeah. Now, is there anything else 2013-ish you can talk about that's not top secret or anything?
You know, we're just really focused on recording the new record, doing this tour with Napalm Municipal. We're going to Japan in October, and then more than likely we'll be taking the first part of the year off, because I mean, we've basically been we took December and January off, but we toured from July through November last year, and we've been on tour since like the end of February till now. You know, we've had 2 weeks off here, a week and a half here, 4 days here, 3 weeks there. So I think we'll probably be laying low for the spring, and then go to Europe and do a bunch of festivals or something in the summertime, and then we'll take it from there, you know.
Right on. All right, man. You've entered into the brutal section of the interview.
All right.
It's horrible. You will be crying and running away in tears.
It doesn't take much.
All right, do you want to start with math or geography?
I suck at math, so let's start with math.
Start with math?
Yeah, get the over with.
Between 1 and 100, how many number 9s are there?
Let me think. Well, there's only one, just number 9. What, so 19, 99, those all count? Yeah. Okay, like how many times does the number 9 appear in numbers? Yeah. Okay, so. So 18?
Oh, so close. It's 20.
Okay. All right. I said I suck at math. Right.
No, I got it wrong. My first guess was 11. That's how bad I am.
Oh, well, all right. That makes me feel a little better.
All right, geography. What country on the planet Earth?
America. Oh, wait. Sorry.
Has the largest natural-breasted women?
Largest natural-breasted women. I mean, obviously, I haven't been to every country. I've been to a lot of them, but...
You've been to a lot of them. I'm sure you've been to this country.
I'm going to say the UK.
Yes. Can you name a country in...
Scotland? Wales?
Yes!
Yeah. British chicks have fucking cans, dude. They got plain faces, bad teeth, and huge tits, and milky white skin, and they talk sexy. So it's kind of comes out in the even, you know?
Does that put you in second place? Got it 3 tries. Does that put him in second place?
Second place.
Yeah, you're in second place.
Nice. Who's in first?
Mickey D, Motorhead, got it in 1 try.
Smart man, and much more well-traveled than I. And there's no shame in losing to him. I mean, he played drums on Abigail, so my hat's off to him.
Well, you got second, sir. That's
right on, man. Thanks.
All right, there's one more.
All right.
Yeah, this is brutal.
You sure it's not, like, why don't you give me something good at, like 80s thrash trivia? That I can answer all day. Or like early 90s death metal trivia. Like, come on. All right, lay it on. What do you got?
All right. In your entire touring history, all over the world, what is the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Oh. Wow. The worst. You know, actually, the last time the time before last, we played in Vienna. We had like a vegan meal, and I like vegan food. I'm an omnivore, but I can totally get into vegan food. A good friend of mine runs a killer vegan restaurant in San Jose. I go there every time I go home. But they did like a vegan cook thing, and it was like the most tasteless rice and like cabbage. And it just was total bullshit. Like, I mean, it's like it had so little taste, it's hard to even say it tasted bad. It was just, I mean, I'm an eater. Like, I eat a lot. And I literally had like 2 bites of everything, and I was like, dude, I'm just gonna walk until I find anything else. Like, anything. This makes McDonald's look like fucking, you know, the most gourmand fucking French restaurant imaginable. It was horrible. Great venue. We always have a good show there. The fucking food sucks.
That's awful. You ever eaten anything that made you just incredibly ill?
Yeah, last time we were in Mexico City last year. I don't know exactly what it was because everything tasted amazing. And I was eating everything inside. I went to a buffet one day and I literally ate a little of everything. And then the next day, it was probably the shit I ate at the festival we played, but it tasted amazing. And then we went to a taqueria and we're just eating like al pastor tacos, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh man, I don't know if I feel so great. And I was sick for a week. Like, it was just, yeah, brown. I have a bad stomach, if you can't tell from the whole stories of this interview. So yeah, it was really fucked up because we played Maryland Death Fest next week and I was still really sick, just totally dehydrated, fucking out in the sun trying to play. Like, I felt like I'm weak as a kitten. But yeah, no, I've gotten food poisoning a few times. I got it in Spain as well from eating blood sausage, which is fucking delicious. Really? I've had blood sausage a bunch of times, only got sick the once. I'm a very adventurous eater too, so, you know, hey, it's, you know, I mean, shit, you gotta live a little, dude, fuck. Drink this, eat this, snort that, fucking whatever, lick that, whatever. It's an adventure.
Just get it all in there.
Right. Try it. You don't like it, don't do it again. Easy.
Right on. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, you got it, buddy.
Right on.
Cheers.
This is Groovy with Hollywood Music. I'm here with Matt from Exhumed Summer Slaughter Tour, Denver, Colorado. Rock on!
Oh, and also,
cheers.
Peyton Manning's going to get hurt within the first 5 games, Broncos fans. Sorry.
Calls it.